Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Monarchs of Wrestling proudly bring to you your boy Cool McCain, the Bad A, the Playmaker. We are your Monarchs of Wrestling. A little different this week. Why not? What's going on, y'all? Hey, we in the building. Interested in weekend pro wrestling? A lot of things have been happening. A lot of things. Very interesting. We have a certain amount of time we have with you good people. So, of course, we don't have time to go over everything. But we'll hit some interesting stuff. Playmaker, what's going on, my boy?
It is March Madness season, but it seems like the madness is coming from the freaking wrestling world.
There's some fairness to that. High level of accuracy as well. So we've got our NXT.
Oh, before we get started,
we'll talk about here first. Would you anything from TNA?
Before you get started,
go ahead, sir.
Happy birthday to my sister, the Bit 41. So absolutely. Shout out to you. Happy birthday. Hey, I feel my sister don't care.
I feel it. Definitely happy birthday to Playmaker's sister. I know. I'm just messing with
you. Y'all lucky. Y'all lucky we doing 10 NXT first. Oh boy.
NXT. So Playmaker. Anything from NXT?
Oh, like to discuss. You know the funny thing is, somebody that you wanted to see on your TV actually showed up on TNA. It's funny how that happens. It's just funny how that happens, And I'm not talking about the Meta Girls because yes, they crossed the line again, and it's never a bad thing to see the Meta Girls. Miss Jakari Jackson is, very, very pleasurable to look at, along with Last Legend. Crash the party with the Knockouts Tag Team Champions again, But a lot of other people was in the ring too. But the main person that I saw, did I see Gigi Dolan in TNA? Tell me my eyes didn't see him. Did I see Gigi Dolan in TNA?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, TNA. Thank you. On behalf of both me and Cool McCain. We're very thankful for that.
Amen, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my big takeaway from TNA. I got to see Gigi Dolan along with the Meta Girls. Oh. That's it.
All right, from the end, from
you the more in-depth person when it comes to TNA.
The NXT, it's just 4 hours.
I mean, I think because of other things that was taking place, I had to skip out on NXT. Oh no! I'll take that back. I did catch NXT. No, you're right. Where do I want to go? I'm just gonna go to the ending. How about that? I think that's the main takeaway from NXT.
Fair enough.
It's the ending.
Okay.
Are we going to start to take Javon Ayers seriously now, people? Even though he did not try to take out Obi Femi, let's keep it a buck. While the 4 mystery game causes havoc, Javon Evans had Trick Williams standing looking stupid because he pretty much cut the champion Obi Femi. As NXT was going up there. And this is all because Javon Evans is getting tired of getting beat up by the 4 individuals. Trick, I get you. I'm with you, Trick. I'm with you. You got to be the dog now. You got You gotta whoop asses and take names. I get you. But you was in line to get your too. Because you want to fight Obi Femi so freaking much, but them 4 guys who've been caught and had it was about to come down there and beat you down. I'm with our boy Trick. But Trick almost got his behind destroyed. Because he wanted to fight Obi Femi. I mean, maybe you could talk to our boy because he almost went in the wrong direction. That's all I'm saying.
We're going to see what it takes, Trick Willie. We're going to see. That's really all I can say. One comment just to piggyback off yours earlier. Damien says happy birthday to Yolanda as well. She'll probably see the replay of this because I'm sure she's out celebrating.
I know Trick wanting that title back. But there's an obstacle in front of you.
There is quite an obstacle. Quite an obstacle.
Now, that's why I want to start off at because I know that was the big point. That was one of the main points on NXT. The young OG he put Obi Femi on his face. The other main thing, whenever this individual decides to show himself into the chat, he'll be very appreciative because Miss Parker, Miss Parker, she made no bones. Well, who would be the first person?
How you doing, man?
She made no bones about who's gonna be the first one to step into the ring with Stephanie. Took out Jordan Grace in the process too. By the way, I enjoyed the interview on No Contest with O'Shea Jackson and TJ. Enjoyed that show. I enjoyed that one. But yeah, I'm okay. Miss Parker first one in line, and I actually hate it because you never want to be the first one in line. You never want to be the first one in line. That's like the worst position to be in.
That's just everything you need to know. If you want to win.
You never want to be the first title defense. You never want to be the first title defense. Let somebody else get that spot first. But I understand Jada didn't want to wait. But you're not beating Stephanie. Now, unfortunately, our double champion is doing double duty too. Because he has to give she officially gave the rematch to Fallon. So she's getting her rematch for the North American title. Right after she defends the NXT championship against Jada Parker.
I think they're going to end up doing it like one at the beginning of the show and then one at the end. That's what I think they're going to end up doing. I still think it's kind of silly. I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to give somebody that seems like feasible to be able to do 2 shows, to be able to do 2 matches in a show, and basically have them follow both storylines that you were going to do with the 2 different ladies because one's hurt. But digression.
This 2 of the 3 women actually I can care less about Fallon. I'm sorry. I mean, Flater influence doesn't move me. They don't move me whatsoever. So those are the main points from NXT. I don't know if you got something from NXT that you want, but those are the main points.
No, sir. I'm gonna head over to the TNA part of NXT and start with Masha Slamovich. She comes out, she talks about how good of opponent Cora Jade was, but then Cora Jade, she goes over the world to defend the title. Cora Jade wasn't gonna take it from her. Of course, Tessa Hogan or Tessa Belea, however you want to say, Tessa Blanchard, comes out, says Masha loves to talk, that she's the best. She's done what Masha can never do. Blase this, blase that, bleedy. JC Jane attacks Masha out of nowhere and beats her down. So, of course, this is going to lead up to a match between Masha and JC. We already know how this works. It's like they almost follow the same booking style now. Maybe not the same execution, but the same booking style now. So there's that. We had the Rascals versus the Northern Army. The Rascals won. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, next we had the First Class Penthouse. The main point from this, I'm going to just go Playmaker style. The main point from this was that we got Chavito pew, 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 out in the building. So yeah, Chavo comes out. He's got a few things to say. He said that they called. They're waiting to see if Dominic is really a Guerrero. AJ Francis is tired of these old timers coming out and dissing his show. So, yeah, that was the big takeaway from that. We got Chavo. So maybe at some point we'll get Chavito and Dominic Guerrero on some independent show doing something. It could be fun.
Not if I had to actually put Dominic in the darn promo too.
Right. Hilarious.
Like,
back
dang.
from the Who's Your Daddy little kid.
Like, really? That man say, oh, they still doing tests. Wow. Nah, they wrong for that. They ain't have to do. They had. I know how we feel about Dominic, but they ain't have to do Dominic like that. That was just cool.
Yeah. All right. Then we had Mike Santana versus Mustafa Ali. He says that so during the match they're going back and forth, and Ali walks out. So he gets counted out for walking out on the match because he says that he's the one addiction that Santana can never get rid of. He waves at Santana and walks away. A little crazy, but they add those in there. Nick Nemeth explains his actions as sacrifice. Ryan comes out first, talks about his big brother. Then Nick comes out. He's calling himself the Wanted Man now. The Wanted Man, Nick Nemeth. I don't remember hearing that before. Maybe he was going by that before, but I don't remember hearing it before. Kind of like a low budget John Cena. He basically says he's the reason people have been talking about TNA. He connects with the fans. And then how the Hardys came in and snuckily took credit. Leon Slater comes out, calls him crazy. He said he's going to beat Nemeth's ass. Then they break out into a brawl, and Nemeth leaves him laying down in the ring, beat down. So that's what we get from the Wanted Man, Nick Nemeth. Rosemary and Savannah Evans then had a match with Zaya Brookside and Li Ying Lee. One of them matches was Zaya Brookside and Li Ying Lee. The Ladies of Elegance had a championship celebration. And this is what one of the things that Playmaker was talking about earlier. We get Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson crossing the line. They tell them that they're the best team in the women's scene, regardless of whatever promotion it is. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's been a long day. So Spitfire comes out. And then Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley cross the line and say they want to shot the titles as well. So we got 4 teams and we'll see what happens on how they'll handle that. Kind of seems like the same thing they were doing on SmackDown with the men's tag team championships, but that's just me. Then we have Mace Warner versus Magno. Mace Warner won. That's all I got to say about that. Then in the main event, we had Joe Hendry and Elijah versus Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards. A fairly decent match. We know who won because we know how it goes. The system tried to do the system overload tag team move. Joe Hendry avoided it, and him and Elijah were able to pull off a standing ovation, and they get the win. So NXT solid overall 4 hours of programming. And I know you say there's 2 different shows, but it's really not. So I kind of treat it in my mind like one big 4-hour show split over 2 days. And I think when you do it that way, it is solid content, right? That's just what it is. It's not tremendous, but it's not terrible. It's good character building development, and they're starting to link the things together a little bit more, make it make sense, but not completely try to integrate it into one. But in my mind, it's already done. Just saying. Keep it in a buck. Playmaker appreciates that about me. And hopefully some of y'all do, if not everybody. So time for commercial break number 1. Shout out to Real Wise Radio and 502 Angel Radio. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to roll back through the scene. And we're going to talk some AEW. And I think my Chris has some comments. But we'll get to that. I'm sure it'll be a fun time for all. Let's go.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS Street Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson, live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
The women's college game,
and how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
The WNBA,
AJ Wilson, Brianna Stewart 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmaker's blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Base YouTube channel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the building, and we are talking AEW. So I'm gonna save it for last, but there's something that everybody wants to talk about, right? We're gonna talk about that, but we're gonna save the best for last. How about that? All right, so we start off the show. Ricochet versus Orange Cassidy versus Speedball Mike Bailey versus Mark Davis. This is for the number one contendership for one of the 25 titles they have in AEW. I think this is the one that Kenny Omega has, which is the International, maybe. It's hard to remember because there's so dad blame many. It is the International Championship. That's the one Kenny Omega has. All right. So, AEW style match. And it was going to be a triple threat. We're going to get Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey are going to fight Kenny Omega. So they could get the belt off of Kenny Omega if they wanted to without him actually having to lose it. Bailey and Ricochet pinned Davis and Cassidy essentially simultaneously. It didn't do a lot for me. It had a good grade.
No, you think?
It just didn't really do it. If you watched it, it didn't do a lot for you.
Well, look at the expression on you.
But I think you get desensitized to spot monkeys, right? And people have said that before. You look kind of like whatever. But yeah, it kind of just the moves are great, but like the thing about TNA is they're very like out of the blue. Like you just open a show and this is a 4-way contenders match. And it's like, really? Like, when did you talk about that before? When did we set it up and say this is something that happened? And I think that's something they got to get better at. And they may have an internal plan, but making sure that's communicated so people kind of know what's happening. Does that make sense to you, Playmaker?
It's AEW. What you expect?
Then we had a TBS championship match, Mercedes Moné versus Billy Starks. And unless you are a heavy AEW head, you don't even know who Billy Starks is. So you know who's going to win that match. Billy Starks is basically a Ring of Honor person. So there was that. The World Championship Street Fight again, we're going to save until the end because I know there's something my co-host has to say that.
I wish I don't.
All right. Then Will Ospreay versus AR Fox. So I once said that Will Ospreay could have a great match with a broomstick. Not so fast, Cool King. Not so fast.
Not so fast.
Will Ospreay won the match, but it was nowhere near a caliber match for Ospreay. So there are opponents that can drag down Will Ospreay. AR Fox is one of those people. All right, then we had Chris Statlander versus Megan Bain with Penelope Ford. Bain, Statlander, powerhouses. Megan Bain beat Statlander. She's going to be fighting Toni Storm at Dynasty. But at least now we're getting a little momentum. Megan Bain and not just,
her destroying the roster.
Wow, for no reason.
No, y'all can have her destroy the roster. Go ahead. They like destroy everything else.
We have the AEW World Championship street fight. There was nobody besides Adam Copeland's kids and maybe his wife, maybe some other family members that thought he really had a chance to win this match. So, to sum up the match itself, Moxley and Cope beat down each other, brutalized each other all over the ring. Of course, the Death Riders came. Willie Yuta got put through a table by, forget all this stuff, by Edge. And then Willie Yuta, FTR took out Claudio Castagnoli and Pac. This is what we need. We need Edge and FTR, rated FTR for the 6-man tag team champs. That's what we need. Nick Wayne did a bulldog choke. Well, he did Wayne's World to allow, trying to make sure I say it right. He did Wayne's World, which allowed Moxley to get the bulldog choke to win. Dax Harwood did not help Cope up after the match, or Edge up after the match. Sometimes Cope's up, Edge up after the match. So it was only Cash, Will, and Willow, because of course Willow came out because Marina Shafir came out. But the part of this match that we should talk about is the bat that Edge has had before that he should never, I think, been allowed to bring to AEW. And if it was going to be used, it should have been highly modified to look more dangerous than it was, but it wasn't. And it was a very over-the-top, we'll say, shot. Playmaker, I know you have some thoughts on that, so I'm going to allow you to give everyone your thoughts on that brutal move. Playmaker's fire, yo.
Cool. You have more wrestling knowledgeability than I do. You've been around longer than I have. When I say this guy's name, I want you quick synopsis of him, all right? Tommy Dreamer.
Sure. Okay. Innovator violence. Wild dude. The kind of guy you expect to have a type of weapon the Edge had back in the ECW days.
Did you see him on Busted Open?
I did not.
When you just heard what Cool described Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer felt disturbed about what he saw. What does that tell you? Tommy Dreamer, who you just said, this type of guy that you would think would probably be the one to do something like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, back in his ECW days, he's become quite a softie lately, but yeah.
I wish somebody was to talk to Mick Foley and to see how he felt about what he saw. Definitely, I did some research this earlier today.
Okay.
Moxie is okay. And as of right now, everything is still scheduled as planned. Did you? And Renee, she's one of the most professional people in wrestling. But I wouldn't have been mad if Renee would have came out and said some stuff. You didn't hit him with the weapon. You slammed him on the weapon.
Yeah.
What
Definitely.
the hell was that? Body slammed? Those weren't no ordinary nails.
Or thumbtacks. Sometimes I'll do thumbtacks, but yeah, this is way worse.
And people cheered this. Now, what would have happened? Thank God. Guess what? If Monster had to vacate that title because of a career-ending injury.
Or even if he'd have been out for months and had to vacate it due to that.
What the hell was Edge thinking? I put it on Edge because, I can't put it all on Tony Khan. Thanks to this guy over here. He actually spoke up for Tony Khan for once, which is...
It doesn't happen much. It doesn't happen much.
For once, he actually spoke up for Tony Khan. Yeah. Why would you even think of that? Trust me, I followed John Marshall since he was in WWE. Okay, they was calling him a lunatic fringe for a reason. That wasn't just the sport upon him. He embodies it.
Mm-hmm.
We have watched Edge do a lot of crazy things. Why at his age would think of something like that? Do you know how disturbing that was to see that posted all over social media? Look, we ain't talking us a few of them. Oh, that was quite a bit of spikes in that darn weapon. You want to talk about a hoary flam? That's what you put. Because we're generally people don't want to see that. We can talk about Mariah May and what Tony Storm tried to do each other with a handful of glass, but they had some protective on their hands, so they didn't really grab the freaking glass with their bare hands. And the people that love it, something's wrong with y'all. And this ties in. This part of one of the reasons why John Cena went on this darn promo that he did when he first came back. Because that was sickening. Go ahead, get it.
So my thing was this, right? I get you on. I don't like the weapon. I didn't like the weapon when it was introduced earlier in Edge's career in AEW when he was having a beef with Christian, and he threatened to beat Christian within Christian quit an I Quit match because he didn't want to get beat with it. I have the same issue that Playmaker does on execution. I don't mind it. I really don't like the weapon or using it at all. But if you hit him like with it, then you can control how much actually gets up in his back, and that's just like more aesthetic looking. Or you could do what they used to do back in the day, where you grab the front where it's safe, and then you just kind of hit him with it, and it never sticks into him. I think what they were trying to do, they lost in the execution. I'm gonna put a lot of that on Edge because I do feel like one of the things, and this is what I was telling Playmaker, I feel like Tony Khan does give them the leeway of, okay, y'all want to do this, yeah, how y'all gonna do it is on y'all. I don't like doing it anyway because I feel like it's a regular, and I talk about this all the time with AEW. They put on these regular episodes of Dynamite and they do pay-per-view level stuff. And the thing is, you wonder why you may not be getting as many views on your pay-per-views and stuff like that, or your special shows. You do one every week. That's why. Every week is some special name for Dynamite or Collision. You have to learn to save your wrestlers by not putting them through this type of thing on a regular episode of television. You know, you want to say that's on Tony Khan? I'll ride with you on that. I'll ride with you all the way. I'll ride till the wheels fall off on that. But execution. Sexton Hardcastle, aka Edge, aka the rated R superstar Adam Copeland, aka now Cope. You've been around too long for that. Even if that was, let's say, the scripted idea. Instead of doing that, why not just hit him with it, right? Like you are also responsible for protecting your fellow wrestlers. And there are certain moves that probably shouldn't be done, or shouldn't be executed a certain way. This made me think about, may he rest in peace, Owen Hart situation, right? And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm so glad there wasn't social media when that happened, right? Because the way people are so bloodthirsty and praise this kind of stuff, we probably would have saw that way more times than we needed to. And it's something that I think across the industry needs to be addressed. And this is not from a point of like disgust. It's just like, you want these guys to be able to stay and compete for as long as they can, right? We want to be able to see John Moxley in some form. We like John Moxley. We don't like this new MAGA John Moxley, but we like John Moxley. So we want to see him there as long as we can, as long as he can. In order to do that, these type of things you don't want people having happen to them. So AEW, do a better job. Do a better job. Edge, Moxley, do a better job. Some things you don't have to do. Even if it's called for, you can call an audible. Or if you made the audible into that from what it was originally, let's not do that again. Not going to try to say either way, but as I told Playmaker, I do feel like they have a lot of leeway, especially what they consider to be the top guys in AEW on how certain things happen. We better protect each other. I think that's what was missed in this particular outcome. That's all I really got to say about it, sir. Anything else from you, sir?
No. And Damien's one of the ones that I have an issue with now. I don't care what they do over in Japan and Mexico. You don't see that on live television here in America.
So we'll highlight some of Damien's comments here. We'll go back through and do some other ones. I'll start with Philly here. Philly says, what's going on? What's going on, Philly? And then we'll jump into some of these. So first we'll start with one that's a little more on the light side. Damien says AEW has more titles than LeBron. That's messed up. He has a rolling emoji and then rolling on the floor laughing emoji and a laughing emoji. Damien then says, technically Edge won the match because he didn't get body slammed on Spike. Laugh out loud.
That is not funny. Whatsoever.
That's what he started to say. Come on, man. All right. Then Damien says, Mick Foley barbed wire bat ain't got a darn thing on Edge's Spike bat. So this is where I'm going to have to personally disagree. Playmaker may agree, he may not, with what I'm about to say. A barbed wire bat, barbed wire has some gift to it, sir. They wrap the bat in barbed wire, but it's like it has give. Yeah, it's gonna hurt, but it has give. Spikes drilled into a bat have no give whatsoever.
And if you ever notice how Mick Foley used the bat.
Yeah. And then Foley's usage of it was a lot different. And that was an era where there was a lot of blood and gore, but they were prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? They trained for that. They practiced that. They did that on a regular basis for certain people. They had a hardcore division, for heaven's sake. So that's where I would disagree with it not having anything on there. But it also was a well, I guess I would agree because you said barbed wire ain't got a darn thing on edge of spike back. So I guess I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Sorry today, man. I'm agreeing with that comment. I misread it in my mind wrong, but I'm agreeing with you on that. That spike bat, I think, was a bit much. Cole chimes in. By the way, what's going on, Cole? He says the only reason why Jon Moxley is like this is because he's the king of backyard wrestling. I can't argue with that either. And Cole says
the key word he said was backyard wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody sees it.
Right. Damien says, to be fair, Moxley loves pain. And then he says, I loved it. He also says, I don't see anything wrong with the spot. I mean, it's called wrestling for a reason. Plus, what they do in Mexico and Japan is way worse than that spot. And that's where Playmaker was saying he don't care about what they do in Mexico and Japan. This is true. Right? I watch wrestling from other places too. It's true. But at the same time, Damien, when you're a show that's trying to promote yourself to kids, to females, and that type of thing, there's a certain thing where you got to just kind of look at it and say, well, this maybe sounds good, but when I think about execution, maybe I want to, do a little changes. I don't have a problem with using the bat. I didn't like the bat at all when they brought it, but I don't have a problem with them using it. Just the way that it was used in this particular situation is what kind of got me like, you don't slam people onto something like that. That's the issue with me, personally, right?
Body slam them.
Yeah, you don't slam people onto that. That's we holding it up, we hitting you one time with it, and we're doing that where we can control how much of that actually gets into you. You're gonna bleed, but we can kind of control it. When I slam you onto it, there's no control. And the referee had to help pull it out of his back, Damien, during the match. Just don't forget that part.
You think people want to see something like that get pulled out of somebody's back?
Yeah.
Trying to bring their kids and stuff to the event. That was a good time to see that.
That's not something you want to have when you have kids watching the event. Colvin says the fact that Colt versus Moxley was a better match for free versus the pay-per-view match they had. This is why AEW is stuck in neutral if not running on empty. That's fair. So then Damien says, how is this compared to Owen? The man fell and died during the entrance. He didn't die during the match.
If you was listening to him, he said he's happy it wasn't on social media because how many people would have posted Owen Hart falling from the Raptors on social media?
Right. I did not compare the two at all. So I don't know where you got that from, but that was not what was done. I just mentioned that I'm glad, like Playmaker just said, that there wasn't social media because the way people are so bloodthirsty and heartless at times, that would have been posted all over. I didn't try to compare the two at all, but somebody getting hit in the back with barbed wire is nothing to somebody falling to their death. The point I was making was exactly what Playmaker said.
Do you realize how you think I know what happened but not even watching AEW because it was all over social media? You gotta be kidding me.
Right.
I couldn't go on Facebook, at Instagram. I couldn't go nowhere without seeing.
And then Damien said, what was ECW then, Playmaker?
Oh, I know what ECW was.
We just talked
That's
about
why
that.
I brought up Tommy Dreamer. That's why I brought up Tommy Dreamer. That is exactly why I brought up Tommy Dreamer. So we've heard to the ACW days. The man that Cool McCain described, he was disturbed about what happened to Moxley.
Then Damien wants to let you know ECW had Raven crucifying Satan on a cross, and no wrestling fan had a problem with it. So why complain now? So I'm gonna pull your own thing on you, sir. Crucifying somebody on a cross is not the same as slamming them on a reinforced bat with nails sticking all over it. That you can't compare those two. So, I mean, I'm not saying there couldn't be things that are comparable, but the argument that you're making contradicts what you just said. Your comment about me 5 minutes ago. It kind of feels like you're swinging both ways on the fence there, sir. I'll throw that out there. I mean, I get where you're trying to go, Damien. You're saying that there's been violence and blood and stuff in wrestling for a while. And there has been. But again, different products. How many 5 to 12-year-olds or 5 to 10-year-olds, how many females are going to an ECW event expecting not to see violence of that caliber? How many people were going to a AEW event or watching an AEW free event, not a premium live event, pay-per-view, free event, expecting it to happen? That's kind of where I am. I don't know if that's where a Playmaker is, but that's kind of where I am. So, again, you have the right to have your opinion, Damien, whether the difference from ours or not. You have the right to say if you like it, you like it. That's you. I don't. I don't think it needed to be that gory. I don't have a problem with some gore. I don't have a problem with some blood. But in context, and remember, I just told y'all them ran a few weeks ago. Edge should not be anywhere near what? The title, the World Heavyweight Championship picture, or the main event picture. And what did Tony Khan do? Put him back in there. And this is what we get from having someone who should no longer be at that level, competing matches at that level. So the soapbox has been disapplied. Quick commercial break. And after that, we coming back. WWE time. And we'll even give you a couple of things that happened on the 4 p.m. Raw today. We won't give you everything. I'm going to give you a couple of things. Not too much, but just a little tidbit. Little tiny piece. A little smidgen. No, just a little smidgen. Let's go.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids from the Block, New Edition,
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
And I did say quick commercial break. It was quick. All right, so comment here. We're going to go ahead and throw this up here. We're going to talk about this in a bit, but we'll go ahead and throw this up there. So Universal says, this John Cena heel turn needs to stop now. This has been embarrassing and horribly written. None of us want this. John's heel turn could have been awesome, but this is horrible.
And you just made a point of why they turned him heel. It is not what y'all want. That was the whole purpose. You don't get what you want from a heel. He literally just said why it's working. Nobody's happy with it. Ain't that the purpose?
I think it's funny, but
no, I'm just saying, ain't that the purpose? You're not supposed to like the heel turn. You're not supposed to like it.
I mean, I think it's funny.
Like Triple H is right here saying, okay, they hate it, check. Oh, that group hated it, check. Oh, they definitely hate it, check. Okay, we're going in the right direction.
I'll be watching it. I bet. So, Damien has a question. It is regarding towards what we're going to be talking about. So, we got to throw it on out there. Damien says, question. Am I wrong, or should Io not be anywhere in this title match? I mean, what did she win to deserve a title shot? Nothing, so why is she with the title? Well, she had a contenders match. No more contenders match. Remember. And she lost the match due to Rhea Ripley's interference. Caused her to get disqualified and lose the match. So because Rhea's a pseudo face, she decided to give her a match because she made her lose her opportunity. And keep in mind, Rhea had never beat Io before that. So there was some foreshadowing going on here of what might happen. And my co-host so eloquently from the beginning screamed what is now happening. So that's kind of...
I mean, you put the champ on her. Now you make the champ look like she don't belong because the other two combatants more focus on them than the title. And the champ has to say and make a statement when she slapped the taste out of both their mouth. Y'all must forget. I'm the one with the belt. So that was their way for us to care about Io in this whole triple threat, which is working for a group of people.
The only way.
It's working for a group of people. So, hey, it worked. That's all that matters. It's like what Bully Ray said about the whole John Cena's on heel turn. It worked. See, when you say something's not done right, it has to be because there's no emotions. There's nothing being drawn to you whatsoever. John Cena's a heel. And everybody's talking about this heel turn. It's only his second time doing a promo on a heel. I ain't watch it yet. I'll go back and watch it. But my co-host did. Y'all ain't even let it play out yet. And y'all already jumping on it. This is worse. This is terrible. It just got started. Cool. Help me. I didn't know you supposed to turn here and they're supposed to work automatically out like right out the gate.
Well, sir, I just want to let you know the Universal wants to let you know that it's not working. It's failing miserably. Just want to let you know that.
And I say it's just getting started, so we don't even know where it's going to go at.
So Damien also. So Universal says I disagree 100%, and you misunderstood what I typed. So if you would, Universal, just clarify it for us, and we'll be more happy to.
You say it's Harvey waiting, this is miserable, and all this other stuff. I'm like, I mean, you're not supposed to like the hell anyway, so. Oh, you know what it is? You know what I think it is? It's John Cena.
It's because it's John Cena.
It's John Cena. It's John Cena. If there was anybody else, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yep. And Cole echoes your sentiment and says, in your analysis of the John Cena heel turn at Universal is why it's effective. We are not supposed to like the heel. That means Cena is doing his job. Well, I mean, we don't like Cena. That's true. We don't like Cena. When he opens that pie hole, like you get, like I even think it's funny when he's going down to the ring. He's all smug and he's got like this whole different thing, and he doesn't run anymore. And he'll shake nobody's hand. But as soon as he gets in there, and that pie hole opens, the foolishness that spews out of it, it's like, come on, man. And that's I give him credit for digging into the heel character. And hey, Universal's not by itself, right? We all see dirt sheets in different groups we're in. He's not by himself. A lot of people think it's horribly failing already. And that's fine. You know, I'm not one of people like, oh, don't think that way. You don't have the right to have your opinion. But I also see what people like Morning Shift Cole Johnson, Playmaker, and many others are saying that means it's working as well.
If it affects any emotion out of you, it's working. Give you an example. We'll go back to the bloodline. Jimmy. Didn't evoke any emotions out of Cool. Cool did not care whatsoever about Jimmy.
Whatsoever.
Jimmy was not working at all in the bloodline for Cool. Didn't care.
He was just there.
Anytime we brought up Jimmy, he just looked at the camera, was like, I don't have nothing. I don't. Like, he just. It didn't evoke no emotion. So Cool didn't care about Jimmy. Matter of fact, I put in the women's version for you. Let's go to last week's SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair having a sit-down interview with Joe Desator. By the way, the champ got cooked. The champ got cooked. All right. Let's go and throw that out there. The champ got cooked.
And Charlotte had to carry her on her own lines too. So
did you hear what Charlotte, when Tiffany tried to sit here and try to bring down Charlotte for like doing the whole John Cena thing, burying the hottest new thing and all that other stuff, and why people don't like her? You know what Charlotte said? Either they woo or boo. It don't matter to me. It works.
And also, Tiffy, you're the new hottest thing, not Charlotte. So that was a poor angle for you to come from. Just
the fact people either woo or boo Charlotte Flair, well, no matter what she does, it works.
I'll give it to you. I don't like Charlotte Flair, but I do be mad. I don't just be like, I don't care. I do be mad. I don't like her. So she is doing her job.
It works.
Yeah.
That's if you can get a reaction from the crowd, no matter what it is, it works.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the boo Charlotte Flair, but I do care enough to boo. That's true.
Everybody cares about John Cena. It's working. And it's working because it's not the type of heel turn that y'all wanted.
No, y'all wanted to come out as a heel with new trunks and new music and, you know, regular wrestling singlet. And you wanted him to say certain things and whatever. You didn't want him to blur the lines between reality and kayfabe. And he's doing that too well for a lot of people. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily universal, because you can have your own essential reasons why you don't like it different from most people. But that's what I'm getting on a lot of like the dirt sheet groups and stuff. So that's why I was like, Universal, if you would please during the chat, let us know what your individual gripes or how you feel about it, because you could have your own fair reasons.
I'm just saying it works. That's it. It works because everybody can't stop talking about it. It's crazy that, man, John Cena actually turned heel. First, he turned heel. We didn't see him for like, what, 2-3 weeks. When we finally see him, his whole promo was basically on the crowd. The entire promo was basically on the WWE Universe. He didn't even bring up Cody. He didn't do none of that. He went straight to the WWE Universe, kept it on them. Oh, we don't like the promo. Why? Because he was actually talking about y'all. We want to get down to the nitty gritty of it. He was actually talking about y'all and kept it on y'all. Y'all got the spotlight. But it's a terrible promo, right? Cool.
That's what's been said, sir. So, Damien, we got to wrap up the. I like this one. He says, I can't believe I'm defending a crackhead, TK, but I get what y'all saying. But AEW and all of these other wrestling promotions can't control who the viewers are. And also, why didn't WB do anything? Well, WB doesn't know ahead of time what they're doing, right? And if you want to say try to suppress the replays, I mean, there's no way to do that. Because once it happens, it's on social media 5 minutes after it's happened, because we live in this digital age.
That's what I'm saying. It's plastered everywhere. That's why Cool was saying he's happy that Owen Hart situation didn't happen during this era, because it'd have been plastered everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some bloodthirsty people out here who would have been thrilled to put that on there for whatever psychotic reason. So it just worked. That's all I'm saying.
Cole
Now-
says in terms of analyzing Cena's mannerisms, I'm with you, cool. It is funny. But even I have said, come on, John, with many of the things he said. Yeah, exactly.
So I didn't catch this Raw, but we're going back to last Raw because I didn't tell everything. Dakota Kai defeated Ivy now. So we can have a Maz Luchador. I ain't saying who it is. Can interfere and get involved in another match, but we can't help Ivy now.
Can't help Bobby now, sir, because it's not Chad Gable.
I ain't say no names. Remember, I ain't say no names.
No, you didn't. I did.
I'm just saying, like, so we can help the Creed brothers, but we can't help Ivy now. I'm kind of confused on this one. I'm just throwing that out there. But it was nice for the Dakota guy to get it up, get it back in the win the column. So here's one of the things that was trending on the web, not more than John Cena, but Austin Theory got his behind beat in 10 seconds by Jey Uso.
Can I say something about this, sir? Can I say something about this?
Go ahead.
So I have seen all over social media, on every dirt sheet, every website, all these people saying, oh, you see, Jey Uso's the most disliked, and you see about his comment. Perhaps, just perhaps, instead of people disliking it because of Jey Uso, they're disliking the fact that Austin Theory has been relegated to the point where Jey Uso is murking him in 30 seconds. Perhaps the problem is, how are you going to have a guy like Austin Theory, who at one point had the Money in the Bank briefcase, who one point beat John Cena in WrestleMania, now getting jobbed out in 30 seconds to Jey Uso? Perhaps that's the reason why people were putting the thumbs down, or a lot of people were putting the thumbs down. And y'all keep wanting to try to put the negative WrestleMania hype and excitement tickets on Jey Uso. You could replace Jey Uso with Dwayne freaking Johnson, with Roman friggin' Reigns. And here's the simple fact of the matter. The tickets cost too much. They do. Regular hardworking people can't afford to go. It's already in Vegas, and the tickets have went up almost double the price from like 3 years ago. It's too much.
Not to miss, not to jump ahead, you getting Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk in a triple threat match. And them tickets still haven't been sold. And that's going to be your night one main event. I'm telling you this right now. I ain't getting it from no dirt sheet.
Prices and the way that the WWE has just ostracized certain stars that have fan bases. Because you can't say the fans don't like Jey Uso. You know what you can't say fans don't like Jey Uso?
You know the funny thing is?
All over the place.
I ran across this today. Jey Uso is still the number one selling merch today.
So it's not that they don't like him. They don't like what they're doing to some of the people that he's going up against. They don't like the fact that he had a 30-second match with Austin Theory.
Bell ring, spear, 1, 2, 3. And that was the end of that.
And Gunther's had one promo since Jey Uso picked him. One promo. The same thing he keeps saying over and over.
So
that might have something to do with this. Like,
speaking of that Maz Luchador that I brought up earlier, tried to help the Creed brothers, but they still lost to LWO. All right, so how can I frame this question? It pretty much is good. Who turning on who, but who's going to be the face and who's going to be the heel? Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, because
Finn Balor going to be the face.
Finn Balor going to be the face. Okay, because
Dominic Mysterio is just not likable.
Dominic, you got in the title match, but you screwed it up too. On multiple accounts. First, one thing I didn't tell you, Penta beat Luther Kaiser in their no holds bar match. Penta comes out and says he wants the Intercontinental Championship. Cut backstage to Judgment Day. Finn Balor still thinking they thank Dom for giving the opportunity for that. Dom still wants to add a new member, and then he brings up Penta. Dom, was you watching the show earlier?
Of course he wasn't. Eating chicken tenders.
Finn Balor looked at him like, okay, this one I'm with Finn on. The man not that long ago just say he's coming from the Intercontinental Championship. The title that Finn Balor is trying to get from Braun Breaker. And that's the guy you want to bring in the Judgment Day? And matter of fact, why is Dominic Mysterio keep trying to bring Latinos into the group? You notice that, right?
Who else talked to Dominic besides Logan Paul?
Every name, if I can remember correctly, that Dom brought up to bring into the group has been Latino or Hispanic. Even he has to bring in nobody for muscles or nothing. Maybe you should bring in Chad Gable. But yeah, Dom messed up and Braun Breaker is still Intercontinental Champion. And that was the main event of the world last week. Which was crazy as I don't know what. Then we get to SmackDown, which I already talked about. Tiffany getting destroyed by Charlotte. And not a good look for the champ.
Verbal beatdown.
Just she walks circles around Tiffany Stratton. I hate saying that. I like Tiffany. We officially got our match settled for Randy Orton and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. That's how we open up the show. Even though Randy Orton did have some harsh words for KO, that cannot be aired on this particular program. If you know, you know. Damian Priest and Big Jim got the dub over Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura, but the Street King did not leave victorious, sir. As the Scottish Warrior laid them out again.
He has convinced himself that Damian Priest is everything that's been going wrong in his life is Damian Priest's fault. So I hate to be Damian Priest right now because Drew McIntyre is a we call him a Scottish psychopath for a reason. Let's just say that.
This dating already back to last year's WrestleMania because Drew McIntyre's obsession with CM Punk got him cast in by Damian Priest. I like how Triple H like to bring everything back around. I could go on another rant with these internet idiots, but I ain't gonna do it. The fact that Drew McIntyre had to come out here and come at people because y'all just something's wrong with y'all. Like, how y'all not? You know what? It's just ignorance. That's what it's just ignorance. Isn't that what it is? It's just ignorance.
You hit him with the Michael Jackson from South Park. This is ignorant. This is ignorant.
This was what it gotta be because, bruh, if you've been paying attention, Damian Priest casting on Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. Damian Priest was able to retain the title because of CM Punk over Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest eliminated Drew McIntyre for the Royal Rumble. Damian Priest eliminated Drew McIntyre in the Elimination Chamber. It's not that hard to find out what the story they're telling. Somehow, Damian Priest has been getting the better of Drew McIntyre. And mostly it has been happening either on the road to WrestleMania or it's costing him at WrestleMania. So to McIntyre, he feels the need that, okay, I need to get rid of him so I can get back to where I want to get to. Because for some reason, he's always around. when things don't go my way. Question: how long before Jacob Fatu does what we all wait for him to do? How much longer? How much longer?
After WrestleMania.
You saying after WrestleMania?
That's what I think.
You saying after? Not before, but after.
I'm saying after. Yeah. Based on whatever Fatu is doing at WrestleMania and how that turns out, I think that's going to be the catalyst for the Thursday after WrestleMania. Solo getting manhandled. Getting his ass dog walked. Let's say that.
Because thanks to Solo and Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu cannot fight for the United States Championship because he got disqualified. Which means at some point during this road to WrestleMania, the LA Knight will be defending that United States title against Braun Strowman. I can see LA Knight retaining because I think Jacob Fatu might send a message. It's just me. I don't know about you.
I think it's going to be a multi-person match at WrestleMania.
But Jacob Fatu, we
could use a good old 6-pack challenge. You haven't had one in a while.
Hey, we got to get a 35-way at WrestleMania for the tag titles. Might as well have a 6-pack right here. Yeah. You're already getting 2 triple threat matches. Want to add a fatal 4-way in there too? To get the whole number.
Well, they do say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on SmackDown. So maybe we'll get up to 8.
6. But hey, just want to know how much longer we gonna wait? Cool says after the WrestleMania. Let's see if he's good on that one. He says after WrestleMania.
That's my belief.
This one I'm conflicted on. Piper Niven beat Selena Vega. I'm conflicted though because there was Selena Vega's first match back on SmackDown. You usually win that match, but they had Piper Niven go over.
That's because you got all the help, but it still doesn't.
Yeah, I know that. So I'm kind of
Selena look better though at all. She's better off in LWO on Raw.
I'm conflicted because was part of the wardrobe malfunction that she had that she didn't notice was a paid a factor in that one. And they had to make a quick audible because she had a wardrobe malfunction. But I don't think many people were paying attention.
What was it?
Yeah.
Well, I saw the replay, so they might have edited it out by the time I saw it.
No, wardrobe malfunction, and maybe that changed the ending of the match because that match ended kind of abruptly. You noticed that, right? Then that's one part. The other part is, yeah, you need to build the administration of Chelsea Green.
But then you could have kept them separate. You didn't have to have her go against them.
So I'm sorry to say that's where my confliction is at. So it's some interesting things on that one, Now if they're gonna build the administration, I'm with it. Even though I still can't stand Chelsea Green, but hey, you put the title on her, so make it work. See, that's the thing with me and Cool. We might not like you, but if you make it work, we can work with you.
Right.
Just make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of losing in their return matches, you want to take this one? You sure? I gave an opportunity. Jade Cargill was set to get her hands on Liv Morgan. Now, to be quite frank, I don't blame Liv Morgan because I feel all you was one or two people at the top of the list of who took out Jade for the longest time.
I'll take after the match though, but you can have the match.
Okay. But I don't blame Liv Morgan from feeling some type of way, because I mean, who wouldn't feel some type of way if you getting blamed all the goddamn time and you didn't do nothing? And the person that ain't even come out to say that no, it wasn't you. They just let the thing keep going. As we gonna talk about somebody else too, in this area too. Because yes, y'all, we gonna spend some time on this one, all right? But Jade Cargill was getting her hands a little more. Everything's going good until Naomi showed up.
And not the glow Naomi.
The cautious, which is very disrespectful, by the way. But that's what you do when you are here. Showed up. Liv Morgan has pinned the first loss on Jade Cargill. And when I say loss, I mean an actual loss. I ain't talking about no DQ and stuff like that.
Like pinfall loss, yeah.
Liv Morgan, the first one to do it. That within itself will infuriate me and Cool right now. Just that alone. Because like, how you lose to her? But what did I say last week? It's Liv Morgan. Anything's possible.
I was going to say, Jade Cargill comes to the ring looking like Storm's voluptuous offspring. Liv actually looked like her just little cupcakes for the match, right? But the star of the show was Naomi. Naomi came out looking like chocolate frosted triple cakes, sumptuous and voluptuous, and all that. And not only did she come out looking like that with the caution tape on, she beat the monkey poo. No. We're going to go back. She walked a mud hole in Jade Cargill and walked it dry. And it was needed. You know why it was needed? Because she just got dealt with a couple times herself. You got to show that you got a dog in the fight. I like it. Definitely like the way it looked too. Cake. Raquel got some cakes too. By the way, for y'all that didn't know.
Trying to see if Cool gonna cuss me out or not when I say this.
Probably not.
Nah, probably not, because you're a pretty chill guy for the most part.
You ain't talking about Edge?
Unless it's AEW. It might be it. Because they be doing some stuff to you. It's like last week. He was holding in 3 ranks in last week.
Man, that was tough, but I did it.
That's because your co-host will work with you and then not try to pull it out. That's why.
For the betterment of the show, I held it.
We talked about social media earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now is at a point. I don't know if Cole Johnson's still listening, but me and Cole, we had a good conversation about this. I am off Team Cargill as of right now.
That's fair.
I'm off Team Cargill right now. If you did that exchange between her and Bianca Belair had me like, wait a minute, hold on. Wait. I can get the part that you close with Naomi. Cool. I get you. But Bianca Belair was your tag team champion partner. Like, you just gonna do her like that? Like, remember what I said when it was the 3 of us, you, me, and Cole on the show, right? Y'all want to be Bianca Belair heel turn, y'all gonna get it, and it ain't gonna be the way that y'all want it. All right, John Cena. You know why? Everybody keep pointing at Bianca. Bianca's like, I didn't do anything.
But if you want some smoke, I got some smoke for you.
It's gonna get to a point where, and me and Cole was talking about this. When I won't be, if y'all gonna turn Bianca Belair, I don't want her to turn here just like John Cena and just go off on everybody. Because it's like this is what they pushing her to.
I still don't think they're gonna pull the trigger on it. But if they were gonna do it, I agree with you. But I don't think they're gonna do it.
I don't know how you feel about the whole Twitter. I'm looking like, why is Bianca gotta be in all this? All that she wanted to know was who did it. The only person she could really trust was Naomi. Didn't think Naomi did it. Jay finally comes back. Her and Naomi out going to war. And Jay act like Bianca did something. Like,
I did it for you.
I'm like, what? I'm like, Jay, come on now. I can get the whole DTA because come on, Stone Cold Steve Austin the one that created the whole darn thing.
DTA.
Don't trust anybody.
DTA.
I get that, but I'm like, it'll be if you know Bianca didn't do nothing to you. Why is you letting her getting all this heat for?
Why you beefing with Bianca if you know she didn't do nothing? Yeah.
Like, why?
Like you trying to say it's her fault without saying it's her fault.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, come on, Jay. Like, something ain't adding up with your story. Like, there's some parts missing here. And the more parts that are missing, more people keep targeting Bianca. Like, and Bianca's like, I haven't done anything. But y'all gonna mess around. And if they pull the trigger on the heel turn of Bianca Belair, y'all ain't gonna like this heel turn. And I
really
want
don't like these heel turns that Hunter do. The Hunter ain't just doing the same heel turn for everybody. Hunter is figuring out ways to let these people be able to do and use real emotion in these heel turns.
And right now, the way Bianca's feeling, it's gonna be some heat coming. If they tell her, all right, we're gonna turn you heel, it's gonna be heat coming. Jay Cargill gonna get it, Naomi gonna get it. And guess what? The WWE universe gonna get it just like John Cena's giving it to you. And y'all ain't gonna like it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna be the first one on here be like, yep, that's like what y'all get. Y'all kept pushing her that way. You finally got what you wanted, and all of a sudden you don't like it. Cole Johnson already said he gonna love it too. You want to make it 3 for 3?
And I'm gonna just be like, dur, 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 dur. I'm on my own. I'm gonna swell. When it happens. So yes, I'm making it 3 for 3.
So yeah, y'all keep on. You're gonna be right back here talking about this is nope. This is exactly what y'all wanted. Y'all kept pushing. You finally got it. Now you finna eat it.
You get what you want, and then you hate it when you get it. Beg for it and then hate it.
That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you. I can see it. Because Bianca's trying so hard. She's like, I'm not. You see what she tweeted, right? I'm not crashing out. I'm like, no, I need you to go get this title first. I need you to go get this title first at WrestleMania, and then you can go smack everybody who need to get smacked.
They can crash out.
But we need this title on you first. Speaking of which, the Street Profits, the new WWE Tag Team Champions, took down Los Gaza because they felt some type of way in Italy because they, was formerly wrongly accused by Pretty Deadly, and the Street Profits, took their anger out on them. Street Profits, they haven't changed. They still want to smoke with anybody. They did get new music, by the way.
You can.
They did get new music, by the way.
Yeah. Thankfully. Crashed out about that 2 weeks ago. They finally did it.
Yeah. But since Lost Cause wanted to jump the gun and wanted to, get their hands thrown, they got lost. So now Pretty Deadly can sit back and get their title match now. Instead of letting the Pretty Deadly get their title match out the way first. Lost Cause, you big dummies.
Well, Lost Guards are never going to win anything, so.
I know they're not, but still.
They're perfect first opponents.
No, I know that, but still, it could have went as a strategic way about it. You big dummies. And then the big news from SmackDown. All on the roof. So you know what's coming. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk all on the roof. Yeah, you knew some drama was coming. But
and they gave Phil Brooks a live mic. That's wild.
And here's the thing. Seth Rollins comes out, speak some truth. Oh, he's no longer known as Seth freaking Rollins anymore. He's just Seth Rollins now. Officially.
Yeah, freaking is gone.
Truth to power. There's no Seth Rollins without Roman Reigns. There's no Roman Reigns without Seth Rollins. Truth to power. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that whatsoever. Y'all came in together. Y'all forever will be linked in together. But he still said you could have at least let me finish CM Punk first before you did what you did to me. Because Roman Reigns because the Tribal Chief came out first. He said, let me answer some few questions here. I did what I did to CM Punk because he screwed me. Talking about the Royal Rumble, CM Punk eliminated Roman Reigns. Did what he did to Seth Rollins for obvious reasons. We all know that he tried to kill him. Yeah, when you do both feet stumps to the head, yeah, you try to kill that man. And that was the first thing everybody said too. You noticed that, right? Hey, Seth Rollins trying to kill Roman. So Seth Rollins said what he said. CM Punk comes out. I'm sorry, CM Punk, he's just good on the mic, man. CM Punk's just good on the mic. You want to know why he get all the mic time? Because he's that damn good. Says, sorry, Roman, but I know it's been a long time since you've been in one, but the Royal Rumble is every man for himself. So you think your wise man would have let you in on that. I was like, ouch. Paul Heyman called it straight too. And then he also said he wanted to make it to where when we want for me teaming up with y'all at War Games to save y'all from your own family. It's like, yeah, that could have went a lot of different ways too. So it's like, yeah, CM Punk 2 for 2. And here's where things got interesting. He brought up that favor. The crowd got spooked. Like, oh, he's like, we can talk about that later, but thank you for bringing your tribal chief to me on a silver platter. All hell breaks loose.
There's been a lot of hell breaking loose everywhere as we get closer to WrestleMania.
Breaks out, and last man standing is the tribal chief Roman Reigns.
Shocking.
Even though after all three of them pointed to the WrestleMania sign, so we got our triple threat match for WrestleMania. So now the question is, because here's when the rumors really got interesting. Paul Heyman turning on Roman Reigns. But people are believing Paul Heyman might slide with Seth Rollins out of nowhere.
That's the thing. That's a new thing. Yeah. He might turn on both of them. And that would cause a temporary alliance between those two.
I'm saying, like, what would make Seth Rollins do that?
He's no longer freaking.
That's a good point. Because it doesn't. Why all of a sudden the name change close to WrestleMania? That's a fair point to think about. Okay, it just came out of nowhere. Seth Rollins no longer be called freaking. Why not?
And Dominic Mysterio is no longer Dirty Dom.
So interesting things that's gonna happen. You know, I didn't catch Raw. He caught part of it. He wanted to share something from Raw today, which I'm about to go watch as soon as we hop off here.
So 2 quick bits of information from Raw. So another John Cena hates on everybody promo. John Cena basically says he's going to win the championship and he's going to take it with him. He's going to be the last real champion because he's going to take the championship with him from you people. So, of course, that brings out the band of the people. And he basically says, like, look, I had it wrong last week. I was appealing to you, talking about the old John Cena. You're senile. Well, not senile, but you're just crazy. You just lost it. Crazy. And he challenges, so he tells him, you want my title? Take it from me. Takes a towel off and buttons his shirt. Now Cena acts like he's going to do something, walks away. Cody calls him back. He walks back down, turns around, walks away. Cody basically tells him, and this is paraphrasing, you're not getting this belt. I'm going to beat you, and I'm going to keep my belt. And there's nothing you can do about it. So that was the opening promo again, like last week. So you get a chance to, if you haven't watched it already, go watch it. I would recommend watching this segment again because I know a lot of people don't like it. I thought it was true to character. Let's say that. And then the tag team partner for one Jey Uso. There's other stuff I can talk about, but just talk about these two. Spoiler. It's the first person you would expect. The very first person you would expect.
Uso!
But they came out to just the day one-ish music. First, just Jay. Then we seen somebody running behind him, and then we get closer. We like a dude with a camo-looking gray with a 1 on it. We know who that is. And, of course, we know who won the match. Later on in the show, of course, Gunther came out, pulled Jimmy out. Jay had a slip through the ropes. So Jimmy was telling Jay, like, you got to get back on your game. You don't look like yourself, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Jay was like, I know. I hear it all the time. So Jimmy got mad. He saw Gunther walk by. He walked up to Gunther around the corner and said, me, you next week. Gunther laughed. He slapped the snot out of Gunther. Gunther smiled and walked off. So we got them trying to take the popularity of Jimmy as Big Bro added to the popularity of Jay. I think we're going to get a title change. If y'all like it or not, it's going to happen. I think that's where we're going.
Yep, and this man to my love going to be eating all night long.
All night. When we do the show, I'm going to still be eating. I'm going to do like Playmaker Sister and get me a Yeet t-shirt.
But I tell you.
And I got the old school championship. I will throw the championship over my shoulder with my Yeet t-shirt if you win.
Yep, I guess I'll be going and watching Raw. See all the fun stuff.
It's a lot more though, but I just wanted to touch on those with some more stuff. You know, try to give a couple of bits for those who maybe saw, or those who might just want like a little quick catch up, couple of highlights. But there's much more. So if you haven't already, definitely go watch the entirety of Raw.
Oh, I will say this: Pat McAfee is on Raw.
He is.
That I know. I was watching the Pat McAfee show. He was in Scotland.
There was a whole lot of yeeting going on. And if you're going to see it anyway, Pat McAfee has a kilt. Pat McAfee has a kilt. Go watch.
Okay. I think we can end on that note.
We can. Make sure you tell 4 people who you believe are your friends and 4 people who do not like you. Because just because they may or may not like you, we know they're going to like us. And also, it's never where you start. It's always where you finish. Watching this anywhere, share it, like it, love it, all that good stuff. We'll see you back next week. For your boy, the Playmaker. It's your guy, Cool McCain. Another episode in the books. Monarchs of Wrestling. We'll see y'all next week.